Hi, good evening once again. I am Emma Gunobi. Today, I want to also continue with the same topic on happiness. Today, I want to focus my attention on Solomon, how Solomon defined happiness or how he explains happiness. But I'm going to read from Ecclesiastes chapter 2, then from there, we'll discuss briefly. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, I will read from the King James Version, from verse 1 actually. Solomon said, I said in my heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works, I builded me houses, I planted me vineyards, I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens. I had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possession of great and small cattle, above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that all of that sort. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me, and whatsoever my eyes desired I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hand had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. Now, this is Solomon, the wisest man apart from Jesus that ever lived. And he's telling us from this passage that I just read about happiness, actually. He said, the last word I read is that there was no profit under the sun. He said all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there is no profit, or there was no profit under the sun. You can imagine all the things that he got. All these things he got, he got, just name it, everything, stuffs, he got stuffs. Everything that he said his heart desired, he did not withhold it from his heart. He did not withhold having fun. He had so much fun. He did not withhold acquiring wealth. He acquired wealth and stuffs so much that gold, it was recorded that gold was a plaything in Jerusalem during the time of Solomon. Solomon was so wealthy. He should be the wealthiest man that ever lived. You know, he acquired wisdom. Also, wisdom, maybe worldly wisdom. You remember Solomon wrote 3,000 proverbs and 1,005 songs. So he was so vast in every aspect of life. He knew about plants, about animals, about even to cedars of Lebanon, up to the hyssop that grow on walls. He knew so much about horticulture or biology, whatsoever you name it. He knew so much. He knew so much. He had so much wisdom. But all these things didn't give him happiness. He was in a very high position of authority and influence. Remember, the Queen of Sheba went all the way from Ethiopia to go and listen to Solomon. They were sending emissaries from countries to go to Solomon to gain wisdom, to learn stuff, to learn knowledge, to learn how to build, how to organize, and how to be a king. I mean, like everything about Solomon was unique. But in all this, so he had position of authority and influence. He had money, he had wealth, he had people, he had servants, he had male and female servants in his house. He had cattle in abundance. He had gold and silver. He had wood. He had chariots. He built the most beautiful temple in Jerusalem. I mean, the greatest temple of all time. So all these things, he concluded that they were all vanity and vexation of spirit, that there was no profit in them. So you are looking, do you want to find happiness in stuffs? You want to find happiness in education? You want to find happiness in possessions? You want to find happiness in women? He had 700 wives and 300 concubines, if I didn't mix it up. He had, so you can imagine, he had 1,000 women. So you think that sex will bring you happiness? Go and ask Solomon. You think money will bring you happiness? Go and ask Solomon. You think possession will bring you? You think wine will bring you happiness? You better go and ask Solomon. So in all these things, he called them vanity upon vanity. So happiness does not come from stuff. Acquisitions, like I said in the very last videos I made some time ago, that it doesn't come from education, it doesn't come from wealth. I know if you go to Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, who are the richest people in the world, they will tell you that their happiness, if they have, is not on their money. After all, Bill Gates said he will give up over 90% of his wealth before he dies. You can imagine that somebody that is worth over $80 billion and he wants to give away 90% of it. You can imagine that. So all this stuff, Solomon epitomizes that they don't bring happiness. So I want to stop at this point, letting you know that Solomon, as an example, showed us that possessions upon possessions, I mean excessive possessions, do not bring happiness. So when you are in pursuit of possessions, I see people who kill to have money, who do rituals to have money, who swindle to have money, who defraud to have money, who do, all manner of stuff to have money. I don't know how these people sleep. If you know, please let me know. I don't know how they sleep, because having read about Solomon, we find that he had so much, he had so much money, but still he didn't find happiness in them. So I don't know how you can find happiness in stuffs if Solomon didn't find happiness in them. So I want to stop so far. I believe this video must have helped you one way or the other. In all things, happiness comes from within. Happiness comes from the rivers of your spirit, of your born-again spirit. Make friends with Jesus. Have a relationship with him, and you'll find lasting and superior happiness. God bless you, and bye.